When I was in Japan, I met someone who I was convinced was a serial killer. This man was a complete stranger to me. I had never seen him before in my entire life before one night when he walked into the bar. He sat down and he started talking to this couple from Germany. So far, everything is normal until he and them come over and they want to talk to me. When he shook my hand, I went completely cold. Something was so wrong. Never had I ever reacted to someone like this before. The couple was like, "Oh, he's from Texas. Isn't that so cool?" Except this man did not have an accent that was anything southern. His accent wasn't even an American accent, but they didn't know that because they're not from America. And when he shook my hand, he shook it for way too long, and he grabbed it with both of them, and he just stared at me. He invited me to hang out with him after, and I was like, hell no, hell no.
So I have so many predominantly white horror stories. It's not even funny. So I'm in high school, sophomore year. I find out from one of my friends that my crush said I was kind of like he indirectly said I was ugly, and I literally it was my first white boy crush, but last. I've never had I just could never have crushes on boys after that. And so like I was a little heartbroken. So I called up this friend. She's white, nothing about it. She's just like really good out of all my friends at like taking feelings. We all have that one friend, and she's just over here like listening to me and listening to me, and I was like, white boy this, white boy that, like it's so sad, blah 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 blah. Never said anything about like white boys are only my type. That's very important, because then she just goes, "Stacey, can I tell you something?" I was like, "Sure." She was like, "We all have preferences. Like I would never date a black man. I would never fuck with a black man. Like that's just not something I would do." And I literally picked up my tears so quick, because I was like, when did I ever say that I would only date white boys? And what, like, why was this like a chance for you to throw in your preference? I was so.
Okay, I'm gonna change a little, and I'm gonna talk about when I realized I was a little less normal than I thought I was. In 8th grade, I sat next to in the health class. I sat next to like this weird, like one of those weird white girls, and like weird as in like she wears overalls and her teeth's funky, like that kind of weird. And like she had braces, and she had like thin, like greasy, like hair, like it was that kind of white girl. And then one day she looked at me. I don't know what was going on. She looked at me one day and she was like, "You're bizarre." And I really like took a moment to like think. I was like, how is she calling me bizarre? First of all, who says the word bizarre? I really had to reevaluate myself. I was like, what do I do that's weird to her? Because she's the weird one. So if she thinks I'm weird,
if the person that you are talking to says that they are furry, that believes that having sex with animals that are sentient is morally okay, do not affiliate yourself with them. Okay? I've gave the benefit of a doubt, and I hung out with a guy like that for 3 years. After 3 years of him berating and sending me constant goddamn furry porn, after I told him many times not to do that shit because it grosses me out, it just motivated him to send more. He got to the point where he became so red-pilled, he became a neo-Nazi, and he tried to tell me to join him, okay? Because I'm white and I have to. That's what he said. That was my obligation. I said, fuck off. Then he started, this is when I had to block him. He started sending me actual bestiality. Yes. And then after I blocked him, he sent me child porn, and I had to call the cops.
There was this guy at school that almost backed me into a wall because I would step away from him to get personal space, and then he would step into my personal space. And then he asked me if I had kids, and I said no, and he called me weird.
So my high school biology teacher was very passionate about climate change, and one day we asked him if he had any kids, and he said he didn't because, and I quote, "having kids is the most selfish thing you can do to the environment." So yeah, he then proceeded to tell the room of 14-year-olds that if any of us have kids one day, we don't care about the environment and we're actively contributing to climate change with that decision. He also said that we needed a good genocide or virus or pandemic because it would help the overpopulation problem. Yeah, he was an eco-fascist. I'm sure he was thrilled when COVID started.
No, but I have had it the opposite way, and there's this certain face people make when you're talking to them, and then you can tell that they're like, oh, that's weird, like, why would you say that? And I feel like a lot of times it's like, I think about it and I'm like, I don't know what I said that was so weird. Anyways, I'm going off topic. The point is, the face that they make while you're talking, okay, imagine you're talking to me and I'm the person who's gonna make the face at you. Okay, go. Well, don't. You know what I'm saying. POV, you're talking to me. It's devastating. That little eyebrow raise, that little okay. And sometimes they look around a little and they're like, what the fuck? And you're like, what did I say? Just tell me what I said, that was so weird.
Knows the way I feel inside. Why do I feel so empty? Free, but I feel so guilty. I feel alone. I'm on my own. Nobody knows the way I feel inside. I don't know pleasure. I've been under pressure. People around me tell me that they care, but I don't wanna lose my treasures. I don't trust easily what you think of me. I'm afraid you will leave when you look inside me. We are friends right now, but
Okay, so I was a senior in high school and I just ended things with a girl over Christmas break, whatever, it happens, right? So I'm over here ending things with a girl. Then I come into study and it was a group of people, that I always sit with that study in the library. And I was venting my little heart out. It was because we were talking about our breaks. And I was like, blah, 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 this girl, this. I'm like, I can't believe I didn't end things sooner, blah, blah, blah. Then this one girl goes, yeah, and do you see how she wears her leggings? It's disgusting. Why she wear Lulus like that? Knowing her ass looks like that, it's just she needs to respect herself. And I literally was like, I was shocked because she does too. She be wearing leggings too every day. And I'm like, because at that point, I didn't even want to, why would you slut shame her? I was talking about her character. I was gagging her because of her character. You just came for her body. You took the chance.
July 2019, I just graduated from college. I was preparing to move out of my apartment. My 79-year-old landlord pops over for a surprise visit. He apparently went through my things without asking me. He comes out onto the deck and he says, "Do you have hemorrhoids?" I said, "Why?" He said, "Because I found your prescription hemorrhoid cream." I said, "Why did you go through my things?" He said, "Well, I just want to let you know that I have hemorrhoids too, and sometimes I can't even lay down without screaming in pain." Then he told me about how he's working to cure his hemorrhoids and how I should too. I don't think that was a normal interaction.